All right, so now I'm winded. Oh. So recently purchased a new camera. I've been humming and hawing and on the fence for years, and GoPro's released a few good offerings to the market, but I've never had any luck with GoPro and files. You record for a day and you come back and the recordings are all gone and corrupt. And the old Sony never let me down, and I never felt a need to upgrade, but DJI, I'm an avid drone guy, and I drone for work. I actually have 4 DJI drones at my disposal, everything from a DJI Mini 2 to the Phantom line, Phantom 3 Professional, 2 Phantom 4, one's a version 2 Pro, and up to a Matrice 300 RTK. So DJI cameras, they go out in all conditions, take amazing footage, and seriously have never let me down. And when DJI announced the new Action 3 camera, I pounced on it. Then you get home and you get it unboxed, and as it tragically hip say, it was Phantom. It was handsome at the auction. Oh, but when we got it home, you go online and all you see is people complaining about blurry, soft focus, out of focus, and I didn't feel my camera was all that bad. So this test is just kind of to put it against the Sony and see how it handles just a normal short little motorcycle ride, just out on my lunch break here. And you know, we're in normal conditions, you know, some shade, some sun. This is high noon, by the way, so sun is harsh as it's going to be. And also to test out the microphone. So if you follow the channel at all, you'll notice my audio in my oxygen helmet, which is what I'm wearing right now for snowmobiling. I use a mic. I've got the exact same mic plugged into the DJI, albeit I have to use a USB-C adapter because that's the only plug on the side of the DJI Action 3, where the Sony mic is going into an adapter, but it's to change the microphone from a TRRS to a TRS input, which is what the Sony camera takes. The Sony camera has always been renowned for having the ability to plug any TRS mic into it. So, I mean, I run my Rode shotgun mic directly into the back of it. You can run pretty much any professional series microphone with a 3.5mm connector or adapter on it and have no issues. The Action 3 is a little different. It takes a basically a laptop iPad configuration, so you have to find the right lav mic to go with it. So I'm using the exact same mic on both helmets from both cameras. I got one mounted on the left cheek pad, I got the other one mounted on the right cheek pad, and then we'll just switch back and forth between to see is there any difference in sound from the mics. But I'm more so curious on video quality. I mean, this road here is really nicely lit. you can see the sun is at my back. There's my shadow right there. Can't ask for better lighting. Here we're going into the shade, how to handle that. But and speed. The one thing I don't like about the GoPro, and I think the Action 3's a victim of it as well. The Sony Stabilization is amazing. It's mechanical, correct me if I'm wrong, almost like a little gimbal inside the camera, where the GoPros and the Action 3, yeah, they're in body stabilization, but they also are electronic to a degree. And what that causes to me is warping. So when I turn my head like this and turn it back, everything kind of goes all wonky, like almost like you know, you're on acid from the 70s, you know. And I don't know whether I like that or not. I'm not using, so I've got these, both cameras are set up at 1080/30 HD, which is what I use for normal riding and vlogging. I get that the Action 3 can handle way more, but honestly, if you're watching YouTube from an iPad, guess what? You're at 480 frames per second, not 1080, unless you manually go up, hit that little gear or the info icon and change that. So what's the point in shooting 4K or 2.7K if everybody's going to be watching it at 480p? So yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. How does a dash look? You know, can you read the letters on it? You know, it's can you read the signs as they come up? Like, I don't believe my Action 3 is a victim to the soft focus. I believe the story goes that some of them have a problem with the way the camera lenses are glued into the body, and that causes them to be out of focus. No software is going to fix it. However, what it's caused is a lot of people to be looking at the cameras and going, oh, mine's out of focus. Well, it's not. It potentially is not. It could be the fact that DJI is a little bit softer than GoPro. GoPro over sharpens everything. It's brutal. That's one thing I don't like about the GoPro. It's like they're trying to give you like that cellular phone image, and they over sharpen the hell out of it, and that's I don't like that look. I'd rather have a little bit of soft, a little bit of motion blur like the drones give me, and have it more, I think that's more professional and more cinematic, you know, like I think the problem that DJI is going through right now is they're actually sending firmware updates, sharpening the hell out of the video footage. Every firmware update that I put on there, it gets a little bit sharper, but it's not focus sharp. It's software pixel sharp, and that's a problem. I think that to keep people appeasing, they look at it and go, oh yeah, mine's sharp now. People look at it and think that, and it's just because it looks sharper that their focus issue's better, but has nothing to do with focus. I'm just trying to stay over here out of the mud. Yeah, I don't know, like the camera itself, the DJI Action 3 is freaking super cool. The magnetic mount's awesome. I mean, you guys are on this video because you probably are searching for solutions, but you've heard it all before. It's I got the adventure combo, so it comes with a little selfie stick and a couple of those magnetic mounts and 3 batteries, which are super life batteries. I will say this, I've not come up with a solution of using a mic and charging the camera while you're riding. That's going to be an issue, because when it gets to be minus 20 or minus 40, these batteries, I don't care how good they are, they're not going to last, you know. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll get some speed going through here, and we're in the shadows, so there we are at 100. You know, it's probably we're doing shit, is that a pop on the left? I don't think so. Now we're in the light. But super happy with Sony. I'm not going to retire it yet, that's for sure. Maybe I will be retiring the Action 3. I might actually send it back if it sucks. I still got a few days left. So far so good though. I used it to do some on-scene footage with the lavalier mic. I do like the fact that you can set the gain on the microphone on the Action 3. I'm hoping that the mic on this helmet sounds like this, because that's the way we talk and we ride, you know. But thanks for coming for a ride with me today and enjoying this beautiful day. It's probably the last of the nice weather we're gonna get. I think I succeeded in getting my bike muddy. But here we are at 80 kilometers an hour. You know, I want to know how much detail we are losing, if any. How's it look? What's the crop like too? How does each frame look? I'm on wide on the Sony, and then I think I'm just on wide de-warp. I'll check it on the Action 3, but I've got rock steady on, which is it sounds cooler than what it actually is. But Rocksteady is just their image stabilization, and I'm gonna get back over here out of the mud. Yeah, so it's kind of good. We get to see some action. Try not to ride through horse shit. That's what that looked like there. But how does it sound? How does it look? Do you want to see me using this camera through the winter? If you want to buy a DJI Action 3 combo, then click the link below. Click the link below, and you can buy it through my affiliate link and save some money and help the channel out too. You know, while we're buzzing down this dirt road, why don't you take the time to hit a like, give it a thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Riding dirt roads is not a good idea. Oh well. See my mount I made? I 3D printed it so the cameras can be, the cameras are actually side by side, and they're the lenses should be on the same plane and profile. I wanted them to be right side by each, but the way that the Osmo Action cord plugs in, it comes out the side that the Sony would have to be on, so I think it's close enough. So here we are coming into the sun, which should be a worse footage as well. I want to see if I'm getting solar flares on both the Action 3 and the Sony. I know for a fact the Action 3 has solar flares or lens flare. I'm sure the Sony does as well. I mean, cell phone cameras have lens flare, so people also are concerned about that as well. Again, I think it's a non-point. I think if the footage looks good, and it sounds good, and the files are easy to work with, those are my 3 check boxes. And reliability. I don't want to be going back to the computer and having no footage that's usable and left to review. You know what I mean? So here we are at 100 kilometers an hour. I'm shaking like crazy. These knobbies aren't good at 100. You can see my flaps flapping. How does the footage look? So this is it. We're coming back into town again. We're going to slow down here, and we'll go back to the desk and have a look at the footage and see what it looks like on the old computer, and see if there is a difference, you know. I want to show you guys the files from both cameras as well. I take it you're a Sony user still, and you're coming here to see if the DJI Action 3 is the right camera for you. So let's find out.